rising, God rising. What up? What up? Peace to the guys, man. God rising. Y'all know what type of time we on. When I say peace to the guys, I'm talking about peace to the black man, woman, and child, the black family, man. I'm talking about that aunt. Always on my neck, keeping the black family with me all the time. Yeah, we about to go through a verbal excursion into the Nile Valley, man. We gonna go on and go there. You know, I'm in Detroit, but we gonna go into Egypt today. We going over there. Motherfucking videos be having 22,000, followers and views and likes and shares. Like, how do you think that this is Egypt in any shape, form, or fashion? You feel me? Other than the word being bondage or meaning bondage. Okay. We can say that this is the land of captivity. Right? We can say that the Statue of Liberty that she's holding is the book of captivity. We can say that this is the land of the brave, home of the free. Right? Land of the slave. Right? That's just what it is. All right, if you want to talk that, if you want to talk about symbolically, right? You talking about allegorical, right? Even in Deuteronomy 28, chapter 28, verse 68 says they came with ships. And they say it came on. How is this Egypt? How could this be Egypt? What happened? When did the Hyksos invade Egypt? When did the Moors, along, right, with those black, when did those black Arabs, along with those other Arabs, hit America? Where is that information at? Where is that information where Taharka, right, saved the Hebrews from the Canaanites? How is this country, right, considered to be Egypt? How? It just don't make sense. How are y'all continuously running with that narrative? How are you following that? This isn't Egypt. Yeah, this could be the land of bondage, but this damn show ain't no goddamn Egypt. Okay, this is not Hecapata, Egyptos. Alright? Why is that? Because this ain't Egypt. America has its own history. It has a very, very rich history. Ancient history as well. Why do people keep doing this? What is going on with you? How could America have been Hecapata? The name don't even go. Because when you even do the etymology on the word Egypt, you're going to end up at Hecapata. You're going to even end up at Kem. You're going to end up at the Nile Valley. Where does America fit in that? Right? Once again, when, right? Because Egypt is a major contributor to world history, but who contributed and created Egypt? Right? The Nubians, right? The people from down in Tasseti, down there in Sudan, right? Who we think is the Sudanese today. People from out the Nuba type, the Nubian complex, and many other people of West, South, and North Africa that contributed to the creation, right, and the technological advances of what we know as Hecapata, or the Nile Valley civilization. Egypt is just one, but that whole valley consists of many peoples. You understand? It just makes no sense. Now, when you get up into Egypt, you'll see a Afro-Asiatic. That's North Africa, East Africa, right? But then when you deal with the Nilo-Saharan, that's like Central Africa. You feel me? Niger, Congo, West, East, Southern, the Khoisan, which is way down in Southern. All of these people contributed to the creation and what we know as Hekapatah Kemet today. That is not here in America, right? Where did the Egyptians come from? Let's go into the Paleolithic Nile Valley, right? It says the Nile Valley, until the introduction of the agriculture, settlements along the desert and valley shared the same culture. After agriculture, no, we ain't doing that, fam. It said after agriculture came to the region, a more elite group of farmers and traders emerged along the area that would become Upper Egypt. There is where archaeologic is lot. Let me get my shit together. Hold on. Archaeologists uncovered the pre-dynastic site of Naqada, that's Naqada, in its earliest phase. It did extensive trade with sites in Nubia and Ethiopia. The two pre-dynastic phases at Naqada are called the Amratian and Jersean cultures, right? 4400 to 3500 BC to 3500 to 3200 BC. It says at Al-Badari, another southern site along the Nile, archaeologists found evidence of another important pre-dynastic culture, the Badarian culture, which is 4400 to 4000 BC, was based on farming, hunting, and mining. They were the first to farm systematically in the area, growing barley, wheat, and flax. The Badarians were scientists, a fact we can determine based on the advanced chemical knowledge they used simply to produce cosmetics. They also mined copper, manufactured glass, made pottery, wove linen, fabrics, established cemeteries, began stone masonry, and domesticated animals. As you can see, they had many of the elements later developed in ancient Egyptian civilization. Where did the Badarians come from? Skull studies suggest the Badarians came from further south and resembled indigenous Africans. And this is what Egyptologist Alan Gardner had to say about all the pre-dynastic remains he examined. He says they were long-headed, dolichosive, right? Is learned below even medium stature, but negroid features are often to be observed. Whatever you may said of the northerners, it is safe to describe the dwellers in Upper Egypt as of essentially African stock, a character always retained despite alien influence brought to bear on them from time to time. In other words, they were black. All right. So that's just them, bro. Let's go to another one. All right. Let's see what Jesus had to say when he went. We're going to the Aquarian Gospel. I know, but we're just gonna show you that this ain't it. This can't be. There's no blueprints for America being Egypt. There's no blueprints. So let's go even deal with the so-called mythological, possibly existed Yeshua HaMashiach, or Jesus the Christ, when he got his degrees. We read from Levi Dowling's The Aquarian Gospel, right? Kasha Records. These are the Kasha Records people. All right. Let's see. What are degrees that when he went to get the degrees? Okay. Jesus receives from the Hierophant his mystic name and number passes the first degree or the first brotherhood test and receives his first degree, sincerity. All right, that was the first degree that Jesus got. Right, let me see. He was in, all right, justice. Then he got justice. All right, Jesus passes the fourth brotherhood test and receives the fourth degree. Right, philanthropy. Okay, yeah. Then he got the fifth degree, which is heroism. The sixth degree was love divine. I think this is where I want. This is where I want to go. Let me see. Yeah, few students ever entered these rich rooms. The priests regarded them with awe and called them the halls of mysteries. When Jesus had attained the victory over fear, he gained the right to enter here. The guide led the way, and after passing many richly furnished rooms, they reached the Hall of Harmony. And here was Jesus left alone. All right. Now this is all in the temple. All right. Now watch this. Let's go to the next one. Now this is the degree where Jesus Christ gets his diadem, which is his crown, and he gets the name Christ. Jesus becomes a private pupil of the Hierophant and is taught the mysteries of Egypt. In passing the seventh test, he works in the chamber of the dead, preserving the bodies of the dead from decaying. Now, symbolically, y'all know what that is, right? Bringing people that's, in the triple stages of darkness to light, all right? This was the, he's the light. So even in the Aquarian Gospel, Jesus was in Egypt, but it ain't got nothing to do with America. And this is the Aquarian Gospel, Let's go to another one. Let's find another one. All right. Oh, let's go to Anthony Browder. The Browder Files. Let's see what he's talking about in here. See what he got to say about. Okay. The cover, right? It says the cover art represents the child of the sun coming into enlightenment through the attainment of knowledge. The rays of light which emanate from the solar plexus travel up the staff, which represents the spine of Asar, the Lord of resurrection. This light illuminates the Ankh, the symbol of life. At the top of the staff, the illuminated Ankh radiates light to the pineal gland, the all-seeing eye of enlightenment, which is symbolically represented by the serpent on the forehead. So, when your pineal gland is stimulated, the reason the cobra, or you'll see it swell up like you'll see it always swell up with its interior ribs swollen up, is because your pineal gland, when stimulated, it flickers and it swells up like the ribs of the anterior, of a cobra. Okay. Now, look at that. Transition 13. 13 is the number of transformation. Okay? We knew not, we studied, we learned all there was to know, we taught others, then we forgot what we had learned, and then forgot that we had forgotten. Now we are taught by those who were once taught by us knowledge that we already had. So we study, we learn all there is to know, we teach others, we will forget again. Right? Especially with all of this shit that's going on. You feel me? Yeah. Okay, we are being shown a new version of history which documents advanced African culture and civilization, which preceded slavery by thousands of years. We are now introduced to irrefutable evidence that brings to light the African origins of mankind, the development of the concept of time, the first solar calendar of 365 and 1/4 days, medicine, law, algebra, architecture, engineering, religion, and so much more. The lack of an Afrocentric worldview in my early education left me mentally malnourished, right? These are key points I had to say to y'all, right? This is what it is, right? My training as an artist has cultivated within me the ability to perceive information through a profound understanding of symbolic imagery. Okay, people, I like to bring that shit that is subjective into the objective so we can understand it correctly, right? So we don't get to be believing in shit all the time. We want to know how the fuck to unblock these chakras. You feel me? How does that work if I'm meditating? How do I apply that? Alright? Because if you're stuck in belief, you'll believe that this is Egypt. It could never be. You feel me? Now, let's go into this bill. Keeper of the seal for the Secretary of State describes the front of the seal featuring the bald eagle. Its wings are outstretched, representing dignity, freedom, strength, and vision. Above the eagle are 13 stars known as the constellation, which signify that the United States has taken its place among the nations of the world. On the eagle's breast is the shield. The bar at the top of the shield represents Congress. The 13 stripes below the bar represents the 13 original colonies supporting the Congress. This is why this is in Egypt, people. Okay? The eagle carries in its beak a ribbon that displays the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, which means out of many one. Right? Remember with the Wizard of Oz? Or the Wizard of Oz when he was telling him e pluribus unum, right? And he was telling him, like, as soon as he handed him something, he started to think. Bro, that means you already had a brain. You're not thinking, right? You're not using your brains, period. This signifies that the 13 colonies have become one nation. This is another reason this is not Egypt. This land has its own history, right? A very rich history, a very foul history, okay? This signifies that the 13 colonies have become one nation. It is right talents. The eagle grabs an olive branch bearing 13 leaves, representing peace. The left talons hold the 13 arrows symbolizing war. The eagle's head is turned toward the olive branch to indicate our nation's preference for peace. Okay? This isn't Egypt. It's a reason this could never be Egypt, and I'm reading it to you. On the left side of the dollar bill is the reverse of the Great Seal. It features a pyramid comprised of 13 courses of stone, which represent the original colonies. Okay? This just can't be. Comprised of 13 courses of stone, which represent the original colonies, and the eye of God encased in the pyramid. According to Bisbee, the unfinished pyramid symbolizes strength and foundation for future growth. Yeah, you're going to learn. You're going to learn what they doing is splitting us up. You're going to learn. Above the pyramid in the glory burst is an eye inside a triangle, which represents the many interventions of providence in favor of American cause. Above the eye is the Latin phrase annuet coeptis, which means that he has favored our undertakings. You need to understand why God is in all capital letters in your Bible. I'm reading it to you. This could never be America. The reason why God is in all capital letters in your Bible is because they own God. They use the Styles Guide to write the Bible. It's a corporate document. The book, the Bible is, people. Yeah, and I'm reading it to you why. As you can see, he has favored our undertaking. So you understand what the war is going on. What America got to do with Israel? Everything. Because America is God. That's what the 147 decided. More than 147 out of 168 sided with not making Israel a state. And 163 did. Right? That's what deal with the whole Belfront Declaration and everything. Bro, when you deal with that shit was written in 1980s, bro. That book I got, Descendants of Slavery, all of this could never be Egypt. Nigga, this a corporation, bro. What you think the war was about? I don't know. Yeah, so real quick, what's the point of explaining to a God that knows everything? So if he's going to judge me according to him saying in Isaiah 45:7, I create light, I create darkness, I create good, I create evil. It is me, the Lord, who do all these things. It's never going to matter. You just need to worry about you on God. See, 613 commandments is actually the number 10. 6 plus 1 plus 3 equals 10. Right? And if you love your brother as you love yourself, right, that means you should love God, right? Because God said, how could you love me whom you have never seen and hate your brother whom you see every day? Right? So he literally just told you, if you love your brother, you love me. That's how you sum up the 613 commandments. It's not even a big deal no more. It's just y'all make this shit hard. Love will fucking not make you kill shit, and love will kill shit. Don't get it twisted. Anyway, let me finish this bill. At the bottom of the pyramid are the Roman numerals for 1776. The date of the Declaration of Independence. Under that are the Latin words Novus Ordo Seclorum, which were suggested by Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, right, and Thomas Jefferson, meaning a new order of the ages. We usually know it as New World Order, right? The front of the Great Seal was designed by Charles Thomson, Secretary of Congress. That the reverse was designed by William Barton, a specialist in heraldry, and on June 20th, 1782, the emblem was adopted by an act of Congress. It has long been suggested that the soul of America is reflected in the Great Seal. We're talking about a Masonic tapestry. The Bible is a Masonic tapestry, people, allegory, hidden symbolism using fictional characters. Okay? In 1822, a Frenchman named Jean Champollion deciphered the Rosetta Stone, right? Rosetta Stone's on my neck, got me speaking Commission, you feel me? And revealed the mysteries of the Egyptian hieroglyphs, which paved the way for the European interpretation of ancient African history. I'm going to read that one again. It says, Champollion deciphered the Rosetta Stone and revealed the mysteries of the Egyptian hieroglyphs, which paved the way for the European interpretation of ancient African history. Today, an Afrocentric decipherment of the Great Seal will also shed new light on the establishment of the United States of America and its relationship with African people. Man. It's too much out here, man. It is a known fact that the founding fathers were Freemasons who studied astrology and other ancient metaphysical sciences. Of the men who signed the Declaration of Independence, 51, you see that 6 were Masons, as were all of the generals of the Revolutionary War. In addition, 14, you see that 5, United States presidents have been acknowledged as belonging to Masonic organizations. All of the men involved in the creation, and so you notice that they got that 5 and that 6 because the 7 is the representation of the black man and the black woman, but more so the black woman because the black woman was created supposedly in the 7th day. Right? She has 7 projections on her body. But it's funny because the beast of the field was created in the 5th day in the book of Genesis. Right? And then man is created after, right, the beast of the field. So that would mean that white people were created before Adam, even though Adam or Adamu would actually mean red man. You know? That's crazy. I say all of the men involved in the creation of the Great Seal were practicing Masons who sought to incorporate specific values into the symbolism of the new nation. The links between Masonry and the ancient Egyptian science and metaphysics have been proudly heralded by European Masons for centuries. Now, where is this relationship more clearly defined than in George G.M. James' book, Stolen Legacy? Oh shit, I gotta pull that out. James documented the relationship between the Egyptian mystery schools and the European Mason lodges. The word Mason, which means child of the sun, is derived from the African terms sons and daughters of light and children of the sun. And I have another reference for you, which is a book called African Origins of Freemasonry by Zachary P. Germillion. Okay, the sun is symbolic of enlightenment. Therefore, these metaphors describe the people who had acquired knowledge and enlightenment when viewed from this perspective. And see, this is another thing, right? The reason that people pray to the east is because the sun rises in the east. That's one, right? Another one, right, is because all knowledge comes from the east. So this is the play when they say, well, you know they're stealing it from over here. Well, if you know a little something about world history, those Africans that migrated over here, right, obviously had to be in the same school because they building the same shit around the same time. You're not going to come from a different class, you know, spitting on the shit. How? You're not in the same school I'm in. You're not on the same level, right? So it's obvious that what is the connection? This have to have been the same people, because once you start to trace back, right, then, well, who is your mama? Well, who is your brother? Well, who is your mama? Then, well, shit, actually, we all cousins then. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about looking backwards and interpreting the things that you have seen and actually, like, really lining that shit up and really taking out the bullshit. You know? It says, this links Masonry and ancient Egyptian science and metaphysics have been proudly heralded. No, that's not where I'm at. The sun is symbolic and enlightenment. Therefore, these metaphors describe the people who had acquired knowledge and enlightenment. See, here in the West, the sun has set. You get it? The sun rises in the East, but it's going to set. See, that's the balance. That's Ashar and that's Aset. That's Ashar and that's Set. Okay? That's all of that is. Because once it's enlightenment or here, right, in the West, why would the sun shed the rest of the people out? We already see what the sun has done to a particular people and what they're going through. So this is, whatever happened, this happened because this is a decision that we made then. So it seems to me that they made the wrong decision when they migrated out, because the people that migrated came to the Europe, the Asias, you know what I'm saying, Africa, you know what I'm saying. Some people migrated out of Africa, went back to Africa. Some people came to Americas, and some people migrated into Scandinavia. Some people migrated, you know, to what we consider those ice walls. Can you imagine getting trapped behind there during a fucking a glacial period, an ice age? Yeah. Let's break this shit down, man. You feel me? Let me get back to this goddamn dollar bill. This Egyptian, this Masonic tapestry above the falcon. Oh wait, I'm sorry, people. When viewed from the perspective, the significance of the Great Seal takes on new meaning. And the perspective is an African perspective, because if you get the original, you'll be able to see who plagiarized what and when. That's all it's about. That's why they don't want you to think African or black. They want you to get rid of all of that shit. All right? When viewed from this perspective, the significance of the Great Seal takes on new meaning. The front of the Great Seal bears a striking resemblance to the African symbol of Horus, the falcon. All right? All right. Where we at? The use of this symbol preceded the creation of the Great Seal by over 5,000 years. Man, these numbers. And y'all. So y'all that's listening, you will have to go buy a book by this black woman named Sue Zar. She's phenomenal. She has videos on YouTube. And this is volume 3. It's called How the Bible and Dollar Bill Are a Great 55666 and 777. All right. So y'all can get some of these numbers, and while you see them, some of y'all call them angel numbers, some of y'all dealing with gematria and all of that. Some of y'all, right, are reading numbers and you don't even know why, right? So you're like me. I thought I created numerology. Oh God, I created my own chart. I thought I was gonna be rich. To somebody, seen that shit, it was like, nigga, you ain't. But that's power right there. But anyway, the African symbol. Oh shit! Above is the falcon, which is the sun, which is symbolic of power and knowledge. Horus is holding in both talons the shin, which is the African symbol of infinity, and above the shin is the African symbol of life. These combined images represent the belief in infinite life, not only in this world but in the next. Contrast this ideology to that of the eagle, which carries the symbols of war and peace. Hence, the eagle has landed. So when you see or hear the usurping of Phoenicia, right, the usurp of anybody in the Mediterranean, of the Levant, right, they already did it with the Jews. They already took them, right? When you see that usurping, supplanting, that's exactly what's going on here in America. We're thinking, because if you don't know, I can tell you anything. That's it. All right. The front of the Great Seal is also replete with the repetition of the number 13. There are 13 leaves. Let me pull that out for you so we can know what 13 is overall. I gotta find it. It's a heavy build. So we're gonna fuck with 13 because 13 is 13 is the number of transformation, and one of the reasons why we use that number for enlightenment, and another reason, I believe it's a Luciferian number of enlightenment, and the reason they use it is because 1 + 3 is 4. 4 is dealing with Buddha. Buddha is dealing with wisdom. Buddha is also named translation to wisdom. It also translates into enlightenment, which is ascension. Okay, now watch this. 13, right? Women, when they are pregnant, right? It is from the 13th to the 18th, 15th to the 18th weeks, right? In that first trimester, right? That 13th week is when a baby, right? We can determine what the gender of the child is going to be. You feel me? That's when the child starts to transform. That's the number of transformation. But that's why they do it. You feel me? Because you're coming out of that triple stages into that light. Okay? Let's get this number 13 for you. Hold on. All right. 13 is bigger than all the 555, 666, 777s combined. Yes. Because it represents the primordial waters. It represents the Aquarian age. 4 represents the black woman. 4 represents wisdom. 4 represents the application of knowledge. 4 represents freedom, which is free your dome, the jurisdiction of God, or God's domain. Okay, the front of the Great Seal is also replete with the repetition of the number 13. There are 13 leaves, 13 berries on the olive branch, 13 arrows, 13 stripes on the shield, 13 letters in the words, E pluribus unum, and 13 stars in the constellation above the eagle's head. Throughout the seal, the number 13 is used 8 times. Now you see that 13 stars in the constellation above the eagle's head. 13, right? Because Ophiuchus, right, which is the only constellation you can see during the time of July, which is the 7th month, which is a representation of the black woman, which is another representation of the 7th daughter of Leah and Jacob. She was born after the 6th male child. She was the 7th, which was, her name was Dina or Dina, Dina, or you can add the H on it. But all of that is significance to understanding what this 13 represent. Now watch this. When you see the serpent, in the talons of the eagle, what is that telling you symbolically? And then Ophiuchus or Ophiuchus is the serpent holder, and it's the only symbol or the only constellation you can see in a month of July. What is the odds of that? Okay. Now, 13 also represents black dot, black seed as well. Right? Oh shit, where I'm at. Okay. Throughout the seal, the number 13 is used 8 times. Y'all know 8 is the number of new beginnings, which is Jubilee or New Jubilee. Right? And when you turn that 8, the original 360 degrees is the original symbol of infinity. Okay? That is the black dot, the black seed, which is inside your brain, right? Which we know as the locus ceruleus, right? And when you Google it, it's going to be blue. And that's because they don't want to just flat out tell you that shit's black. All right? You just can't take it. What is the significance of the number 13? The logical explanation is that 13 represents the 13 original colonies of America, not Egypt, people. But why 13 colonies? Why not 10? Or an even dozen? Why not 15 colonies? In Masonic, esoteric, and metaphysical literature, 13 is the number of transformation. The completion of a cycle is represented by 12. And 12 plus 1 is the transformation of the energy of that completed cycle to a higher or spiritual level. So, once again, 13 is ascension, is Buddha, it's enlightenment, it's wisdom. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. We see this philosophy expressed in the symbolism of Christ and the 12 disciples, the sun and the 12 signs of the zodiac, King Arthur and the 12 knights of the round table, and December 25th, and 12 days of Christmas. There are many other examples. On the reverse of the Great Seal, we find a pyramid comprised of 13 steps. And above the pyramid, we see the Eye of Heru. History shows that the construction of pyramids occurred in lands occupied by African peoples in Egypt, Ethiopia, and Sudan, which is Tasseti, okay? Because I just said Tadmeri, which is Egypt, because y'all tried to take that, and I don't understand this shit, right? Because that's Tasseti, also down there, which I just said as well, and Tanahisi, okay? As well as by the Africans who migrated to Central America in the 7th century BC. The combined use of the pyramid and Eye of Horus, that we know as Heru, represent a clear desire to incorporate Egyptian values in the founding of this nation. A translation of the Latin words surrounding these two symbols further reinforces this point. Novus Ordo Seclorum represents the establishment of a new secret order, which was founded on ancient esoteric principles. Annuet Coeptus means that God has favored this undertaking and has blessed it with annual endowments of unlimited wealth. That shit just bust a nigga head. We just went into, I just started thinking about the Gilded Age, Rockefeller, Carnegie, DuPont, you know what I'm saying? All that shit just went in my brain, bro. Like, we be worried about the wrong shit. This bitch owned 6.6 billion of the Earth's land mass. Fuck out of here, bro. How the fuck is this Egypt, bro? We worry about the wrong shit. There are numerous examples of the African influence interwoven into the fabric of the United States of America. The prevalence of these examples is evident in Washington, D.C. During the many years that I have resided in the Metropolitan District of Columbia area, I have identified a number of sites such as monuments, parks, statues throughout the city which both architecturally and symbolically quietly commemorate the African contributions to this nation. Yeah. 2 years ago, I had the opportunity of sharing my research on Kathy Hughes' morning show on WOL Radio, 1450 a.m. The morning show, hosted by Miss Hughes, owner and general manager of the station. It's a drive time talk show which features stimulating news, items, discussions, interviews, so forth and so on. It's, you know, Anthony Browder put so good in his book, The Browder Files, which is a cheap read, right? Powerful cheap read. You already know, as earlier noted, 13 signifies the triple mother or great trinity of the great mother. 13, as the book itself, as the composite of all books, bringing the grand total to the great 13. 66 plus 1 equals 67. And 6 plus 7 equals 13. Number 13 is the hub, center, AK, of Zodiac, right? Y'all hear that? AKA. You hear that? AK. See, that is dealing with Draconian, Draco, Drake. Okay, Dracula, right? The axis, AK, is, you see that? Of Bab, the great circle of the heavens. The OK of clock, which is C. Lowercase, capital L-O-C-K. You see the lock, the center of the lock. Okay? If you watch movies like The Creator, the symbol she had on her neck, when does the 360 degrees need an opening? It is what it is. The state of our men is what it is. Right? All the conspicuous brazen countless groups of 12 throughout the Bible having an inconspicuous 13th element. Ever present but never mentioned, designated as the 13th. The 13th signifies the feminine, original lunar zodiac of 13 signs. Source of the present, 12 signs, patriarchal, solar zodiac. Mind you, really, there are not 12 months in a year. There are 13, as I just explained to y'all. The month is the month. Right? They spelled month with 2 O's. Month means moon. There are 13 full moons a year. And see, this is another thing, right? People said you can't fuck with white people shit. Yes, you ain't got no choice, because once you finish fucking with their information and everybody else's information on the earth, they shit stop. And yours pick up. So you gotta go fuck with it. You can't say that's white people shit. No, it don't matter, because once you uncover it, their wordplay and everything, you're gonna find out that this is your shit in there anyway. Just like on the screen, Hecapata or Gyptos. I spelled Gyptos wrong. But you can still see Hecapata in Egypt. You can still see it in the Gyptos. You can see it. So as you uncover, you're gonna what? You're gonna take all of that plaster off of them statues. And you're going to find out what color the fuck they was before they put the white plaster on the motherfuckers. Yeah, if I was yapping, I would have just been yapping. I don't do a lot of yapping. I just read from the books and give you the references. You can go check it. You can listen. But yapping is something I don't want to do. We do a lot of that shit. I ain't doing that. You feel me? That's why that shit playing in the background. Otherwise, you'll hear my grandkids or something. I'm literally reading to you some information that you need to know. What's the problem? Enriquez? Yeah. You here for the wrong reasons. That's one. I ain't got to have nobody in here. I'll be reading this shit because I'm recording it. Anyway. 12 months in a year. There are 13. The month is the month. Right? Moon with 2 months is spelled with 2 O's. Month means moon. There are 13 full moons in a year. That's yapping? Nah, it ain't. Because that's a fucking fact. Moonstrial, right? Like menstrual, right? They spell it. She spells it with moonstrial, right? I can see that. That is very heavy. Periods a year. Thus, menstrual periods a year. Thus, we find there are not 12 tribes, but inconspicuously 13 tribes of Israel. For Jacob had one daughter, Dinah, right? The story I talked about earlier, combining that with Ophiuchus, right? The serpent holder, who's the representation of the serpent in history? It was black people, right? The energy of black people, and more so the black woman. Yeah, but see, that's the thing, right? You can't talk about Freemasonry shit if you're not a Mason. See, that's what your problem is. Bro, we got all kind of shit on Freemasonry, but I'm not a Mason. I don't think you are. Some of that is true. But they all don't agree, bro, whether they are Masons or not, bro. You got good Masons and bad Masons. You got black and white Masons. It doesn't matter. The point is the agenda. Yeah, that's somewhat of a fact. But before you could write that, what about African origins of Freemasonry? Yeah. That's where you need to go to. Not Scottish or dealing with York when they wouldn't let niggas in their lodges and shit, into their Masonic lodges and temples and shit. You feel what I'm saying? You need to go by African origins of Freemasonry. That's what you need to go by. That'll be the first starter kit. It's too much information out here. But once again, you're not a Mason, so you can't speak on Masonic affairs, brother. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all be worried about the wrong shit. We being crushed by mountains. You worried about pebbles. Thus, we find there are not 12 tribes, but inconspicuously 13 tribes of Israel. For Jacob had one daughter, Dinah, who represents Virgo, and Ishmael had one daughter. Now, she said Virgo, but listen to me. Look up Ophiuchus or Ophiuchus, right? It is the only constellation that you can see in the month of July. Okay? I just want to add that. I don't know if she knew that or not. But I could be wrong, because she definitely has more information than I have. And Ishmael had one daughter. Mary Magdalene was the 13th disciple. Even if she is excluded, Christ himself is the 13th after his 12 disciples. The Old Testament has 39, 3 times 13 books, while the New Testament has 27, 3 times 9 books. The total of all these numbers vibrates to 13. Wow. Thus, 39 plus 27 plus 13 plus 9 plus 3 plus 3 equals 94. And 9 plus 4 equals 13. That is not a coincidence. Once again, they use the Styles Guide to write the Bible. Your Bible is literal, a fucking Masonic document, but it's more so a fucking corporation. They own the word God. They own God, bro. Ain't that some shit? Yeah, you still on some Mason shit. I just told you that they use the Styles Guide to write your Bible. That's why that's why every fucking verse is coded like it is. You know what I'm saying? Bro, they own God. That's why the Abrahamic religions is ruling right now. Alright? It don't matter. The Great Seal in the dollar bill, right? The Masonic logo. The Great M is the 13th letter. The word compass has 7 letters, while square has 6. 7 plus 6 equals 13. And then she has the Masonic logo on here. And then she breaks the whole goddamn shit down and how it look. I'm going to have that for y'all next time. Right, see, when you use that Styles Guide to draw up documents, it might take you 5 years. Because if you draw up a document just like dealing with land, right? You will, like, and it may take you a year, it may take you 2 years, but you have to draw that document up to where it's, 3 centimeters from the right, 7, you know what I'm saying, from the bottom. If you draw that and once they go over that document and it's wrong, bro, they can put you in prison for the rest of your fucking life. Because when they use them Styles Guides, bro, they literally, like, this is corporation. This is big business. Your Bible is big business. They use the Styles Guide to write it. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You only use that for documents and corporation, right? Your Moors, right, they might be heavy with that information, right? But I don't think it's too many people telling you what that Bible, that it's a Masonic, you know what I'm saying? Not a Masonic document, but I call it a Masonic tapestry. But it literally the book is a corporation. Like the Bible is a corporation. Your Quran is a corporate. That's why it's three of them motherfuckers. You feel me? That's why they hijacked that shit. Bilal had it, then here come Muhammad, then he intermixed with that shit, and the next thing you know, how did they Europeanize the Quran? Right? Because we know that Saudi Arabia was an Ethiopian province. None. I didn't say a non-member. Yeah, we know the rhetoric, bro. I'm 41, bro. We know how this shit go. What I'm saying is this. You can't speak on what goes on inside my house because you don't live here. That's what I'm telling you. I can't tell you, L. Ryan 302, what's going on in your house, bro. You don't live. I don't live where you live. How you gonna tell me what Masons do? You're not in the lodges. You ain't been between no pillars or nothing. You ain't been on the second floor. You know what I'm saying? Have they invited you? Have you been invited? Yeah. Yeah, y'all gotta stop doing that. Y'all gotta stop painting these pictures about Masons like, yeah, it's some man, it's all kind of fucking Masonic lodges or different organizations ain't got shit to do with Masons. That we all would think this Masons and they doing evil shit. Then you know, this is brotherhoods and shit, man. That structure your life and teach you how to be a man and that type of thing. And, you know what I'm saying? Like my dad said, man, you got to take some to the grave with you. These are, deep ascetics that we might practice that you got to keep to yourself. But once again, you're not a Mason. If you was a Mason, you wouldn't be telling me shit. You know what I'm saying? You'll be giving me some information. That's what this is what my panel for, bro. Yeah, I like all that. You just throwing shit out there. You ain't talking about nothing. I can roll up now. Oh, I already got something right here. You ain't on that, man. Tell me to talk about this screen right now. How, you know what I'm saying? Tell me how Egypt is America. Like, talk that shit, George. Peace to the guys that's in the building, man, especially all of the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Peace to all of the guys. When I say peace to the guys and you hear me say that shit to a black woman, that is just what she is. She is what God is. Did you look at the word goddess? She's what God is. Okay? Period. I am her, she is me. We are one, man. When you look at the Ankh represents black man, woman, and child. It represents the black family. That is who God is. Tell me how it's not. If everybody come from this particular black woman, you feel me? Because y'all trying to get on that Y DNA shit. That shit ain't working for y'all. That shit ain't working out. That shit's Y DNA, you travel only through migration. That shit's gonna run out, fam. And this another thing. Why they don't call this shit Egypt if this is it? What's all that, all that Moroccan territory y'all use and all of that? The way that the Moors was moving, like the way they was moving, bro, I wouldn't be surprised as they the ones who put the European in power and taught him everything, taught the Arab everything, and sick them motherfuckers on the rest of the world while they sitting on top some fucking where. On God, bro. Cause these niggas is raw. Like the shit they was doing, right? When they went up into the Iberian Peninsula, right? How they came down, fucked us over in Africa, right? How they fucked over white people, because when you look at that information and shit, they was the ones putting that shit out here. They was crawling on all fours and shit like that. You niggas was up there. Because we know that the Palestinians, the Etruscans, these black Italians and shit, they was there before them niggas. You see what I'm saying? Before, these is ancient African people. So these Moors, like, what the fuck were y'all up to? You're the reason why niggas think this shit is Egypt. That whole Asiatic shit is about, that's that shit. I don't like that. because you let that motherfucker get a hold of it. You taught that motherfucker that, and you let him in. Like I don't understand that. I don't like it either. Cause some of you motherfuckers done cuss me the fuck out. Like, yeah, I had you as a slave. You like, nigga, why is you like a nigga love to side with the victors of history and shit. Right? I'm the underdog. I like to side with the motherfucking niggas that's over there struggling. Cause them niggas got heart. They got grit. I could trust them niggas. You feel me? Consequence plus circumstance equals prophecy. I know what's next. You feel me? And that's why we disconnected. We find ways to disconnect because you don't know. Like, hold on. You calling me Hebrew, black, nigger, African, American, fuck it, I don't want to be called nothing. And then, bro, then you look like, bro, that's the same shit. You talking to the same nigga, bro. You talking to my bro like that. I'm a fire on you. On the old school, I'm a fire on you. Oh God, bro. Why would I let you go break in this man's house and I'm looking out my window watching you? When I leave, you're going to be in my house next. That's what people don't get. You feel me? The block I'm on, bro, we don't play that shit. We get out, we clean up together, all that. You feel me? That's just what it is, bro. We shovel. That's just how it go. How is the lady living down the street a snitch because she called the police on you and you selling dope? She ain't a part of the gang. She's not a snitch, bro. The only person that snitch is you when you get faced with the time and then you telling your man. That makes you a snitch, bro. Yeah. I just want to put that out there. Because y'all got the gang twisted. Piece of the guys that just came in, man. We just chilling right now and shit. I was just showing the people, America could never have been Hecapata, right? Egyptos or Egypt. It just couldn't be. Right? And none of the times that these names changed from being the original land. You just can't. And the very first thing I asked was, like Taharka. When did Taharka, when he was here in America, right, come from down in South America up into North America to help defeat the Hyksos, you feel me? And save the goddamn Hebrews from them Canaanites and shit like that. Where that history at? That shit ain't over here. When they say the Arabs are in Egypt today, why is it they're talking about America? When they say I want to go to see the pyramids in Egypt, they don't come to America. They leave America. Everybody around the world. When they found the pyramids around the world, they said these look like the pyramids in the motherland or in Egypt. Yeah. I know, right? This is a light bus here. I'm just talking to you with just simple shit. This could never be Egypt, bro. The first question will be how. You're never ever going to be explaining. You're never going to be able to show that on a map. Any ancient map that this is fucking Egypt. And they changed the name to Amarukin or some stupid shit like that. Now, I'm with the Moors, but I'm with the African Moors that tell the truth. I ain't with nobody. I'm with all truth, facts, and evidence. I ain't with all of that extra ideology shit you pushing. That's trash. You're on some crap. I can tell y'all on some crap because I ain't got a heart check. I've been up here about an hour and some change. You can't even like the screen. Am I lying? Because I damn sure ain't. You bigger deal, me. Man, I be seeing that 4PF symbol everywhere. Man, y'all have no clue. Some of y'all probably don't. Don't mind me, y'all. I'm smoking. I don't know what you doing. You know, it's a whole lot. When did Alexander sack America? When did Aristotle, right, take all of those libraries, right, of these Egyptians, right, put them in the Aristotelian library? When did he do that here in America? When? What George G.M. James said. Let's see what George G.M. James got to say about this shit. Let's see what George G.M. James got to say about this, because I don't think he like it at all. I think he got killed for this very reason, that you dumb idiots, right, that don't want to just, bro, they're going to keep taking this shit. They're going to keep taking our shit, bro. Because you don't want to be you. When you split an atom, the atom don't see the other atom or see the atom as another atom. It sees itself, bro. It don't even, you know what I'm saying? Bro, we're one, bro. Some of you niggas need to go ahead on, but y'all know who I'm talking to. What's understood don't need to be explained. I'm talking about us. Thank you for sharing the live, right? Let's see what George M. James got to say about this thing, because I don't think he like it. He lost his life for this. You feel me? Dr. Chick Auntie Diop, right? Revolutionized, right? So you can understand what Commission thought, right? Raul Nefer Amen, author of the Metal Nature. So you can understand Commission Nile Valley African thought. Okay? These people did things so you can get it. Oh, the Persian conquest. After the Persians had conquered the Ionians, possibly ancient Hittites, and made them their subjects, Polocrates in 539 to 524 BC seized the island of Samos. All right, people, my bad. Got a phone call. All right. We talk about the Persian conquest. All right, let's see what George G.M. James was saying. All right, so we can get a firm understanding, man. We're going to blow this shit up. The Ionians revolted against the Persians, who defeated them at Lad, while Cyprus and Miletus were also captured. In the summer of 490 BC, Greek and Persian forces met at Marathon, but after a hand-to-hand fight, both belligerents withdrew, only to prepare stronger forces in order to renew the conflict. Accordingly, after 10 years had elapsed, a Hellenic League was organized against the Persians. Okay, that's Greek, right? When we get to dealing with the Hellenic period, that's dealing with the Greek shit. Okay. It says, after 10 years had elapsed, the Hellenic League was organized against the Persians, and the Spartan king Leonidas was sent with an army to hold the pass at Thermopylae until the fleet should win a decisive victory. It says, accordingly, during the month of August 481 BC, Persian ships under the command of Xerxes anchored in the Gulf of Pegasus, while the Greeks anchored off Cape Artemisium. both sides awaited a favorable opportunity to attack. The Persians began to force the pass while simultaneous one of their detachments was secretly aided by a Greek trader along a steep mountain pass to the rear of the Greek position. Having been taken by surprise, the Greek guards immediately withdrew without resistance. The Spartans who were guarding Thermopylae were all slain in the pass captured by the Persians. Having been defeated at Thermopylae, the Greeks withdrew. Now that is in 300. Okay, yeah, that's my reference. Okay, 300 part 2. Y'all, so y'all can watch that movie and shit. All right, for this reference that George G. M. James wrote. All right. Now the reason I went there is because I wanted to show you, right, that the Persians, the Greeks, okay, all of this has, where is this happening in America? Any of the Americas. There's no history there for that. Because it doesn't belong there. Okay? Now, let's go a little further. Right? Let me just put the coffin in the head. Put the coffin in the head, put the goddamn put the motherfucking donkey, put the tail on the donkey and pin it. Motherfucker jelly on the bread and spread. Where that shit at? There we go, people. This is heavy. The abolition of Greek philosophy, together with the Egyptian mysteries, from the conquest of Egypt by Alexander the Great, the Greeks, who were always attracted by the mysterious worship of the Nile land, began to imitate the Egyptian religion in its entirety. And during the Roman occupation, the Egyptian religion spread not only to Italy, but throughout the Roman Empire, including this assimilation of the Egyptian religion was confined to the gods of the Osirian cycle and the Greco-Egyptian Serapis, and aimed at a close imitation of the ancient traditions of the Nile land. Owing to the splendor of architecture, the hieroglyphs of the temples, the obelisks, and sphinxes before the shrines, the linen investments, and the shaven heads, the faces of the priests, the endless and obscure ritual filled the Greeks with awe, and wonderful mysteries were consequently believed to have underlain these incomprehensibles, and the Egyptian religion stood in the way of the rising Christianity. Okay? Because we know America is a what? Christian nation. It was founded on 84% of Christianity. The success of the Egyptian religion was due, no doubt, on the one hand to its conservatism, while on the other to the shadowy philosophical abstractions which constituted Greco-Roman religion, so that the staunch faith of the Egyptians, together with their mysterious forms of worship, led to the universal conviction among the ancients that Egypt was not only the Holy Land, but the holiest of the lands or countries, and that indeed the gods dwelt there. The Nile became a center for pilgrimages in the ancient world, and the pilgrimages who went there and experienced the marvelous revelations and spiritual blessings which it afforded them returned home with the conviction that the Nile was the home of the most profound religious knowledge. The Greeks failed to imitate Egyptian conservatism, not only in Egyptian cities with large Greek populations, but in Europe, Egyptian divinities were corrupted with Greek and Asiatic names, and mythologies reduced to vague, pantheistic personalities. so that Isis and Osiris have retained very little of their Egyptian origin. Consequently, as they failed to advance Egyptian philosophy, so they also failed to advance Egyptian religion. During the first 4 centuries of this Christian era, the religion of Egypt continued unabated and uninterrupted. But after the Edict of Theodosius, at the end of the 4th century AD, ordering the close of the Egyptian temples, Christianity began to spread more rapidly, and both the religion of Egypt and that of Greece began to die. In the island of Philae and the first cataract of the Nile, however, the Egyptian religion was continued by its inhabitants, the Blemians and the Badians, who refused to accept Christianity, and the Roman government, fearing a rebellion, paid tribute to them as an appeasement. During the 6th century AD, however, Justinian issued a second edict which suppressed this remnant of Egyptian worshippers and propagated Christianity among the Nubians. That's Tasseti, right? Nahisi. With the death of the last priest, who could read and interpret the writings of the words of the gods. We call them the hieroglyphs. The Egyptian faith sank into oblivion. It was only in popular magic that some practices lingered on as traces of the faith that became a universal religion, or the survival of a statue of Isis and Horus, which is all said in Isis, right? Or Mary and Jesus, which were regarded as the Madonna and Child. A sentiment of admiration, all for the strangers of all religions, still survive. But the information from classical writers concerning this faith has been incomplete. Napoleon's invasion of Egypt brought a revival of interest from the West to decipher her inscriptions and papyri with the view to an understanding and appreciation of this most ancient of civilizations. We learn the following facts from the above quotations: that the Egyptian mysteries have become the ancient world religion, spreading throughout the Roman Empire and including Italy, Greece, Asia Minor, and various parts of Europe, including Brittany. This contained under different names long before Justinian's Edict of Toleration granted to the Christians. Egypt was the holy land of the ancient world. The pilgrimages were made to the land because of the marvelous revelations and spiritual blessings which it afforded the ancient peoples, and because of the universal conviction among the ancients that Egypt was the land of the gods. The edicts of Theodosius in the 4th century AD and that of Justinian in the 6th century AD abolished alike not only the mystery system of Egypt, but also its philosophical schools located in Greece and elsewhere outside Egypt. The abolition of the Egyptian mysteries was to create an opportunity for the adoption of Christianity. This was the problem. The Roman government felt that Egypt was now conquered in arms and reduced to her knees, but in order to make the conquest complete, it would be necessary to abolish the mysteries which still controlled the religious mind of the ancient world. There must be a new world religion to take the place of the Egyptian religion. This new religion, which should take the place of the mysteries, must be equally powerful and universal. There go the word Catholic. Catholic means universal. And consequently, everything possible must be done in order to promote its interests. This explains the rapid growth of Christianity following Justinian's edict and toleration. Since the edicts of Theodosius and Justinian abolished both the mysteries of Egypt and the schools of Greek philosophy alike, it shows that the nature of the Egyptian mysteries and Greek philosophy was identical, and that Greek philosophy grew out of the Egyptian mysteries. This could never be Egypt, bro. It's too much out there. It's just too much. America don't got that information. You will see some shit come across your feed that like America, Egypt, you'll hear a motherfucker talking, telling you why. But that shit, they just trying to, everybody trying to be a fucking leader and get this money off of you. I ain't one of them. I don't need your money. I would like some of your money, but I'm not here for that. You feel me? Who don't like free money? It's free money. People telling you anything and you believe in it. Nah, we're not doing that. I'm gonna give your ass references. You can go check that shit for yourself. We ain't just gonna take the video and believe some shit because the nigga said this is Egypt. Because what y'all really not understanding in a minute, we talking about universal enslavement through contentment, through confusion. How do you do that? It's gonna be through confusion. Niggas ain't gonna know what the fuck hit them because we too busy worried about all of the wrong shit. Why these motherfuckers sitting around in think tanks trying to figure out how to put your ass in slavery? They already got us in another form. They trying to figure out how to do it another way so they can stay in power because it's an Aquarian age. You've been baptized. You've been baptized, so now you're raising out of the water into like your conscious self. And by you being a child all over again, they're trying to keep putting all of this shit in your brain fast as hell. Your Dane Callaways and we ain't African and all of this stupid ass shit. Why they taking everything from African that's been feeding the world? That is a problem. Why we not thinking like that? We don't practice civics, right? Shout out to God Energy. Because black people need to practice civics. We need to practice racism. Right? Financially, we need to practice racism because there's pros and cons to racism. And one of the pros is literally, right, taking your money and no, we're not sharing this with you. Flat out. Everybody does it. Everybody comes into our communities, right? And we put everybody kids through school. Everybody, we're the ones on the bus lines and all of that. And all of the trains and all of that because we're spending all our money with them while they're riding in all of the cars and everything because we're spending our money with them every day. We're putting their kids through college. And don't let one of you niggas be like, keep the change. Oh, it ain't shit, bro. Keep that shit. It ain't shit to a boss. Yeah, you know what I mean? Don't be doing that every day. Imagine 100 people coming in the store like, man, keep that shit or leaving a penny behind. That's psychological warfare that you would think that the color black mean nothing. The penny means nothing. They put Abraham Lincoln on it, turned their back on him, right? They literally, like, when you look at a penny, that is symbolic to the black man. You step on it, you leave it on the ground, you will put it in your ashtray. If you smoke, you dumping ashes on it. You'll leave it in the you don't want it. It's too many of them. It is too many of us. But it's too many of them. It's too many to count, When this psychological warfare is best. When you look at the penny, right, and you leave it on the ground, in your mind, you're going to leave the black man down, behind, right? This is why we unapologetically black. Because we see shit that's going down like that. That is really, did you ever think about that? Bro, why you think that? Because it all happens in the mind first. If they take over the mind, right, they can construct anything that they want using the people that you use that is the super semiconductors of energy that you need to create a thing, to even bring it into this atmosphere. You have to colonize the mental. Right? The mint and the owl of that is the mind of God. If you colonize the mind of God, then you can control the world. You can control the universe. Noam Chomsky, right? Powerful white man. He says, listen, very intelligent, right? Whoever gets the space, whoever controls space controls the world. How do you control space? You got to control the African mind. All of this is the mind. When people say we live in an illusion, that is because everything that you see is perceived from the inside out. Everything is filtered through your liver so you can even digest anything in life. Your skin is the first eye of the body. As soon as you know what I'm saying? How you going to feel good if you ain't getting no sun? You got to better eat something with some sun in it. Feel good food. Get you some of that vitamin, you know? So the plagiarization and the hate, the racism, the foolish, the not wanting to know. We understand Dr. Umar Johnson. Who gonna keep putting their tongue on these black leaders that the last ones left that talk the way they talk? Bro, he's using social media. Nobody's gonna get that kind of brother again. Let's just keep it 1,000. We ain't gonna get that again, not the way he put it down. Why we not balling our fist up? Why we keep opening and giving everything fucking away and got our hands out? It's ridiculous. Every time we put our everything black, we got us something bad to say. We talk about solutions. We ask what's the solution. Fixing your goddamn self is the solution. But you're in denial. That you're really living in an illusion. This shit fucked up. You have no free will. How do you know you ain't got free will? Because they just programmed your ass and told you that America is Egypt. And you didn't go check that. You didn't go check that? So when you did go check this, somebody laid out a few crumbs, maybe 2 or 3, and you thought, bro, there's world history for hundreds of thousands of years that we have recorded. The breadcrumbs that the giants have that was eaten and left for us, and you don't want to eat, bro, they don't want to give us nothing. There was a time where they wouldn't even let you read, let alone, man, listen, you think we ain't got no power right now. Just wait. Like Dr. Claude Anderson said, right, by 2032, he said we'll be like 4th class citizens. People be like, well, man, people just be talking. Yeah, you better be talking and raise the fucking conscious awareness, right? Faith comes by hearing the word. You ain't gonna know shit while they programming you. You better hear what's really going on in the street, because like in the penitentiary, them niggas be knowing what's going on out here before even pop, because that's a think tank. The penitentiary is a think tank. They ain't got nothing to do but think. When you deal, see, this is why they said the idle mind is the devil's workplace, right, or the devil's workshop. It's because of the people, the character that did what they did. But when black people sit down and actually think, or should I say, when a loving people sit down and think, bro, we process shit just differently. We can see the whole play, you know, and that's what this is about. Why, right? As everybody scrambling for Africa all over again, but the only people not scrambling is who? Yeah, they definitely predicting us. Well, they already, okay, so cause and effect is simply consequence plus circumstance. So they already splitting us up, but that shit is prophecy. That's how you know what's going to happen. Because you lay it out. That's why God in the Bible says, you know, I created light, I created darkness, I created good, I created. It is me who do these things. The reason he said that is because you have no control. Even the food we eat is programmed already and shipped and brought here. So while you're just changing your life and trying to eat healthy, they already have fashioned and took control of all of the seeds on the goddamn planet. And they want you to register your gardens now. Shit like that in some states. You don't have free will. It's an illusion. The only way to set yourself free is to Africanize your mind, which means think organically, lovingly, in balance, empathy, spiritually, not religiously. You need knowledge yourself. That's the first step to analyzing self. It's easy to put the plate down, right? At night skin, right? It's called agitated propaganda. And what agitated propaganda is, it's like the TV. right? What they do is they'll implement, right, these visions, these visionaries for us, right, these images, and project them on the screen, and it's going to determine how the public is going to overall act. And see, this is why we were walking, though the ghettos looked it like they look, right? Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. People really start to imitate those characters once they seen a movie more. If you have more old dogs saying, I don't give a fuck, you have more of them walking around than you had Canes walking around. But then you had a bunch of them that were walking around. You had a bunch of, you know, all of the characters, bunch of cubes walking around because they had seen a movie and they had took on them characters. We do it today. We use icons, right? And when an icon looks in the mirror, they say icon because they are literally kind of millions of people. They are under contract. They are puppets. They are idols, right? They are idols because they are, I am a doll, and all they doing is they being pulled on a string, right? And they literally telling us, right, and guiding us, stringing us along. And they got one for everybody. Because you might not like the shit I'm talking about. So you're going to have to go talk to Brian or something. Because you're going to hear his voice. You